Shalom, family. Good to see everybody here. We're going to talk about Donald Trump and what people are saying because of all this fighting back and forth with Maga online. But y'all, we are always the ones that are used as a distraction. So just give it some time. They're fighting with each other. Pretty soon they'll be turning back to us. They won't leave us alone just for maybe a moment. And then they'll be running back to do all kinds of insanity and say all kinds of crazy mess again. We know how it works by now. So Donald Trump has not been very good at maintaining the peace among his people. I think part of it is he really truly don't care. He got an agenda. He's going to carry his agenda out regardless to how they feel. And now going on 2 weeks, he hasn't done anything to calm everything down. And Elon and Vivek, they're still standing on their square and they're not moving. So there are many that are saying that they are expecting a very chaotic Trump White House this time around. And the civil war will spill into the White House. And actually, I do agree with that. I do. So, with Donald Trump's ally in open warfare ahead of his inauguration, analysts see the latest hostilities between his billionaire backers and working class base as a preview of tensions that threaten to shatter his fragile coalition. The furor over whether to welcome skilled foreign workers has exposed deep fault lines between the hardcore immigration hawks who have been with Trump from the start and the tech, they calling them tech bros, who spent a fortune in getting the Republican elected. Threatening to grow into, they're saying that what's going on now between the Republican Party, all this division going on, they don't think this is going to be fixed. How do you fix this if you got angry people that want first dibs at high tech jobs? And Donald Trump has said he's going to, get rid of the limits of the amount of people from India can come here on visas. So it doesn't sound like he's going to repair anything. They want these people over here like yesterday. And he's going to get them over here too. it's kind of a catch 22. You got people coming in and you got a whole herd of them leaving, and some people find it to be hypocritical. So, all I got to say is, you East Indians, when your people come over here, y'all gonna be targets. One thing about these folks, they're not gonna hold back at all. As soon as they spot y'all, they're gonna go after you. That's what they do. So I think this is the most recent war of words between traditional MAGA and big tech MAGA. Was an opening. So they said they expect this to be a long running battle over the future of the MAGA movement. Leading the Silicon Valley fraction is, of course, Elon Musk, a South African born SpaceX and Tesla boss, who shelled out more than $250 million to bankroll the Trump campaign, even as the campaign pushed scare stories about migrant led crime waves. Well, that crime wave was real, especially in places like New York. We already know that because I did those stories. So now Elon Musk, who is the world's richest man, all due to welfare, y'all, all due to welfare, he got his billions from contract work, contracts through the government. That's how he did it. He found himself a target of MAGA after supporting visas for skilled foreign workers, apparently unaware of his new allies, the anti immigrant apparatus extends to his own employment practices. But Elon already said he got several hundred of these H-1B visa workers working for him. So he already got these people over here. Okay, so Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy and several other tech tycoons Trump has tapped in his advisory role. And like I said, these tycoons are the ones that want these people over here. If Trump was trying to back off, he would not be bringing these people in to be part of his administration. That right there tells you he's not going to back down. He doesn't care about these MAGA fools out here being mad. In fact, he don't care about them at all. And I was over on TikTok and the videos are coming up. I can't believe it. I can't believe I voted for Trump and look at what's happening. But y'all ran around here for the greater part of several years claiming you have high IQs. And we all remember that. So your IQ was high, but you were not able to choose wisely when it came down to Donald Trump. So anyway, the professor of liberal arts in Washington College, he is saying that it looks like the fighting is leading into the inauguration and will go beyond that when Donald Trump is in office. And see, Donald Trump will avoid it. You know what he'll do? He'll just go out on Truth Social and he won't go out on X. Really, the one taking on the biggest battle right now is Elon, because you got a lot of them out there on X. Because if you remember, when he took over Twitter, he said freedom of speech, they could say and do whatever they want. And now that they're saying and doing whatever they want against him, now he's suspending their account. So I guess freedom of speech is not so free over on X. So, over the past couple of days, we have heard from Steve Bannon, ex White House strategist and Maga media star, retaliated with a threat on his War Room podcast, squaring off with Elon Musk on New Year's Eve, warning the tycoon not to go to the pulpit in your first week here and start lecturing people. Yeah, the same Steve Bannon that was trying to bring up some fake out coalition with the Black community and Latinos who I don't trust, and we should know better by now not to trust these other groups because they just see us as a tool to use and then discard us. So we should know better. We don't go near them ever. We don't take up their causes. This MAGA thing, this is not our cause. If it's not reparations for us, a crime bill, doing something about this qualified immunity, all this stuff about H-1B visa is none of our concern. So what they're trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, is, oh, this is going to impact the Black community and Latinos too. Everybody should be concerned. No, no. We're out here working now, doing our jobs now. And our jobs are not the ones that they want. They want these top paying jobs in America. All right. And most of our people don't hold those tech jobs because they have gone above and beyond to keep us out. There's not a lot of people in IT. Even when I came in, when I became a senior manager, y'all, I was a senior manager over a bunch of white people. When I got in my position and spots opened up in my department, I brought in 2 Black women. I wanted to bring a Black man in too. Unfortunately, the Black man that I wanted, he didn't show up for the interview, and I was ready to make him an offer. He came for the first interview. We scheduled a second interview for him, and he didn't show. But I was prepared to give him an offer. I was. And that was really unfortunate. And I was really mad at him too for not showing up. And it was a good opportunity. Look, where I was, y'all, as a manager coming in, I got 7 weeks vacation coming in the door. I mean, that's how generous this company was, as far as time off. I had personal days. I had time for leave, and I had 7 weeks vacation my first year on that job. And the workers, they came in and got 3 weeks. Do you know I went to HR and got that changed? So all of my new workers coming in got 7 weeks vacation just like I did. That's what I did. I made changes. I made changes. Now, I did not have H-1B visa workers, but some of the other departments in my building had them. I did not have them. Everybody I had, they were born and raised in America. But there were some that, some departments that had quite a few. But as far as the melanated people, you could count us on one hand in the building. It really was not that much. Oh, no, I looked out for my people. I looked out for my people. And you know what else I had? I had the lowest turnover rate in the entire building. Once people came and worked under me, they didn't leave. They didn't leave. I did not lose one person the whole time I was a senior manager. Nobody left my department. Some of the other departments, they had people coming and going. And they used to even bring it up in the meeting. What are you doing? Nobody quits in your department. Because I treated my people well. I did. And I made sure they got their raises on time. If HR was lagging in something and a person needed something done, I would stay on them, and make sure things were done for the people that worked for me. So, unfortunately, most bosses are not like that. They are the absolute opposite of that. They are the opposite, and it's a shame. I mean, the work environment really can be a great place, but because of all the factors, all the politicking and preferential treatment and all of that stuff, it ruins the workplace. It literally makes the whole workplace toxic. Okay. So, echoing concerns that Trump's billionaire supporters have never really understood his appeal to blue collar workers, Bannon told Musk and others to sit back and study Maga's stance on keeping US jobs for Americans. What he's saying is keep these jobs, especially these high tech jobs, for white people. That's what Bannon is. He ain't fighting for. And see, that's why I'm trying to tell my people, don't join them in this fight. He ain't fighting for jobs for anybody in the black community. I doubt if he's fighting for any Latinos either. When he said jobs for American, he means for the people that look like him. That's what Steve Bannon means. He does not mean us. That man ain't hardly fighting on our behalf. They never do. How you doing, True Royal? So that's what he means when he say jobs for Americans, and he don't mean us. Bannon and others have demanded, listen, reparations from Silicon Valley for cutting Americans out of jobs. Now, isn't that really hypocritical? Y'all, you know how many centuries and decades they have cut us out of jobs? But as soon as they feel like they're not getting the jobs they want, all of a sudden that warrants reparations. It does for us because it still goes on to this very day. We can go and apply for a job and know darn well we are qualified for the job. We have the background, we got the education, and that job will go to somebody else. Okay? We have experienced that for centuries now. They have not experienced that. What? What? A couple of years? And I don't even think it's that. But I just think it's hilarious that Steve Bannon, because they are going to move forward and bring more of these H-1B visa workers over here from foreign countries, that warrants reparations for his people. I tell you, y'all haven't gone through nothing. So no, you should not get reparations for that reason. Your asses haven't gone through nothing. Y'all have been getting jobs that you are not qualified for the entire time you've been here. You haven't gone through anything. So I don't know what Steve Bannon is talking about. You should get reparations because you didn't get picked for a job. You should get reparations. Well, if that's what your criteria is, then we really should be the first ones to get it because y'all have been locking us out the whole time. We should get it over anyone else if that's the case, if that's the criteria you're going on. Unbelievable. You should get reparations. Steve Bannon, you really need to go somewhere and sit down. The MAGA rebel rouser said the visa issue is central to the way they gutted the middle class in this country. No, you not getting a job in Silicon Valley does not mean that was the way the middle class was gutted. There were many things that happened that got rid of your middle class. It has, and much of it don't have nothing to do with Silicon Valley. Trump, whose own personal wealth was recently estimated at $5.5 billion, took Silicon Valley's side, astonishing many of his own supporters and even drawing criticism from moderates like Nikki Haley. Yet Donald Neiman, a political analyst and professor at Bingham University in New York, says give Donald Trump credit for assembling a broader coalition than in the past, even if it makes conflict more likely. He goes on to say he knows he has to deliver on the economy, the issue that brought him to the White House. So kicking the tech sector in the teeth is bad politics. Well, Donald Trump is not bothered by it. That's what many of these folks got to understand. When you scream at Donald Trump about not bringing these people over, he's already been doing it. He already told you he got these people on his properties working. Donald Trump has been using H-1B visa workers probably for decades now. He's always had them around. Many of these rich folks in this country have these folks around. So, others think the lore of Silicon Valley lore may have changed MAGA permanently, and that Trump, yeah, I think so too. I think some people think this is just some fight, they're falling out, they'll come back together. No. And this is why I'm telling you they're not going to stop fighting. You know why? Because this is about money. It's about money, y'all. Money that these MAGA fools know they have no chance of getting if they bring the H-1B visa workers over here. They have no chance of getting that money that they want. They want those big tech jobs to go around boasting and have them big, fat, six-figure salaries. That's what they want. And they know if Donald Trump is going along with this whole thing, then there's no chance for them to get those jobs now. It's about money. And they're not going to forgive Donald Trump on this one, y'all, because it's about money. I'm telling you, I know what I'm seeing. The other fallouts, as long as it didn't concern money, they didn't care about it. Yeah, they would fall out a bit and then come back together. Nothing was being lost. But now something is being lost. You got this inflation going on, and you got everything just so unaffordable now. They want those jobs. They feel like they need those jobs to survive all of this stuff that's going on in the country. And now they are finding out they're not the first preference. They're not first in line for those jobs. And when they realize they're not going to get those six-figure salaries in Silicon Valley, this little thing is going to remain in the shadows of Donald Trump's presidency. It's going to always be there. That's what I'm trying to say, because I've heard some people say, "Oh, they'll all kiss and make up and this will be behind." No, not when it comes down to money. These folks already have a big time attitude of entitlement. And to tell them they can't have something, especially something that pays as well as high tech jobs do in this country, telling them that, oh no, they're not going to get over this. They're not. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be an interesting year. It's going to be very interesting. There's a lot of tension between people, and Trump has not even stepped foot in the White House. And look at everything going on. So I'm going to say what I always tell y'all, stay out of it. Don't let the Steve Bannons make you think he got your back too. Oh, this is going to cost black people jobs too. We're really not in Silicon Valley like that. You're not going to find maybe a trace of our people there. And look at some of the stories that come out concerning our people. Like Google, they're always getting hit with discrimination lawsuits from the few black melanated people they got in their ranks. All right, look at Elon Musk. He's not high tech. I mean, he's Tesla, but look at all the people he's always getting lawsuits from. It's always the melanated people suing him. These high tech jobs, and they'll let you go without a second thought. They don't care nothing about letting our folks go. The few that they have, if they got a family member or a friend in need, they'll boot you on out to bring them in. We know how they get down. So it's not our fight. Stay out of it. What MAGA does is what MAGA does. We don't care what they do. We don't care what they say. They never had our back in anything. And we are not going to have their back in anything either. Plain and simple. Stay out of it. And yes, I'm speaking French today. We need to stay out of it. For real. It's not our fight. If the raccoons want to dive in there, the raccoons are on their own. We don't care about raccoons. And I haven't seen them lately. I guess they must be upset too. Before, y'all, anytime I would talk about Donald Trump, and I know I've said this before, I would always get some of the MAGAs, definitely the raccoon MAGAs, they would come over. I haven't seen them since this whole thing has fall. Actually, I haven't seen them even before. They don't come over here like they used to. I guess they're starting to not like the things that Donald Trump, Elon, and Vivek are saying. I guess it must be rubbing even the raccoons the wrong way because they have not been showing up like they were before. Mm-mm-mm. Good. Maybe y'all get them old stupid ass hats off your head now. If it leads to that, that would be a great thing. But no, then again, keep that hat on. You said make America great again. They are. They're bringing over foreigners in order to make it great again. So, yeah, keep that hat on your head. Keep that hat on. Animal Advocate, thank you so much for becoming a new member. Yeah, well, they never cared about Black MAGA anyway. It's just like that dude over there on TikTok said, they only used you for your vote. And apparently, Donald Trump used all of you for just the vote because he don't seem to be caring about any of your concerns. It seemed like, that black MAGA dude was not the only one you didn't care about. You just wanted to vote. He did that to all of you, really. Hmm. So, y'all, I'm MAGA. I don't have your back. I don't have your back, MAGA. I don't care. Let me just say that again, MAGA. I don't have your back. In fact, on the right, I don't have none of your backs. But I will drag you and talk about you, though, but I don't have your back. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for being here. And we'll definitely come back together again on a different topic. Shalom, family.